moving process, I know you don't mind it and you're good at it. For me, that is anxiety all over the place. So what do you like about it?
You know what I love? It's like if you plan well and you start early, you actually get rid of the stuff you don't need. And so I love the idea of purging. And I know it's hard. And if you have one of those junk drawers at home and you're thinking, oh, you know what, I'll do a little bit every day. Don't do that before work. You'll be late for work.
Yes.
Because you pull something and you're like, oh, I remember that concert. That was so great. And then you start thinking about it and you're like, oh, yeah, I should go back to Nashville and see another band. And oh, Music City was so fun. And then next thing you know, you pulled out the second item and you're 10 minutes in.
Yes. No, I get it. You take that trip down memory lane. So you got to be a little bit ruthless with your editing. Let's talk about the different moves you might be going through.
Yes. So, I mean, the easiest one, obviously, is when you move from this size house to this size house, or this size apartment to this size apartment. Because then you just pack things up, you label well, you use all the tips I gave you, and, you know, it's pretty easy.
Yes.
But if you're maybe downsizing, it's, you know, it's the how do you get rid of things? And that's going to take you a little bit longer. So some good planning is in order.
Right.
Or if you're combining households, it's like, who gets to bring their sofa? Which TV are you using? So it's important to start thinking about how to bring things together. And even when you're putting somebody else's furniture in the same room, is the scale going to work?
Yeah.
So you may have to do a little trial and error, but that's a hard move as well.
For sure.
Me, I did a delayed move. So what that means is that I bought a house and it's going to be renovated because I love that. Yeah. And it is going to be about 10 months. So what do I do in the meantime? I have to move to a temporary situation. So there's some techniques involved, and I'm going to walk you through a little bit of those to make that a little bit more streamlined.
Okay, because that can be really hard. That means you're living out of boxes unless you're very organized.
Yes.
Which I think you are.
I'm pretty organized.
You're pretty organized. So tell us what you've done to make it a bit easier.
So this happens regardless of your type of move. The first thing you do is you want to make sure you pack yourself a suitcase with some of those essentials and take that with you yourself in the car. Because, for example, you might have vitamins or medication that you need. Like, you want that handy.
Yes.
Or you might want your tea in the morning. Or you might need, maybe there's, I don't know, like a wine opener in here.
Or a chocolate bar.
Or a hot sauce.
Some snacks.
Few things handy, and what I love is these little packing bags, because what I did was I was able to put, like, you know, my undergarments in one, and then my t-shirts in one. So even though you're living out of a suitcase, it still feels organized.
Yes.
Which I really like.
Important.
Yes. And then if you're moving, and say you're moving into a house and you want certain items in that first week, what I love to do is I usually designate the front hall or the foyer as that spot. So I only put boxes in there that I want to open in that first 2, 3, 4 days. So any box that ends up in that zone in your home is a box that gets opened in the first week. So if it's your coffee maker, your toaster, a few, you know, pots and pans, then you have those right away. They don't get scattered in the kitchen. You're like trying to figure it out, and you've opened 14 boxes before you found your essentials.
Right.
So I love that too. The other thing is, I don't mind investing in some clear storage containers for the move, because a lot of times we're going to keep them in the clear storage container. So, for example, in my case, I love these little ones because they're very square. They're 30 quart, so they hold lots of things. They've got a recessed top, so they stack really, really well.
Yes.
So this is one of my favorites.
Okay.
Then, you know, for some lighter items, you go for a slightly bigger one. And again, this is something that I like to keep all my Halloween costumes in. So, you know, when I'm looking through storage,
nice shades.
you know, I know where all my Halloween costumes are.
Yes.
Does everybody have one of these at home?
It's crucial. It's really. But the good thing about the clear bins, you keep it in the clear bin, and it's always going to be in the clear bin.
Exactly.
So it makes a lot of sense to put your stuff in there that's seasonal. You're only going to want to take it out once a year.
Exactly.
That's
and you can see it, which is nice. Because if you go into that storage room, you're like, oh, there's my Halloween costumes, there's my holiday decorations.
Yes.
So it makes your life really simple.
Absolutely.
I like simple. We're busy enough.
Simple's good. Let's talk a little bit about boxes. So if it's stuff that you're going to be going in and out of, these kind of boxes with a lid makes a lot of sense.
So the nice thing about the banker's box is it doesn't need tape.
Yes.
So for me, I'm moving, and, you know, it was summer when I first packed up, and now we're into fall. And guess what? It's going to be winter, and then I'm going to have to change my wardrobe.
Yeah.
So for me, I've labeled my boxes really well, but I can go in and out. So I can, for example, take all of my, you know, summer gear, put it in here, and take my fall gear out. And I don't have to mess around with tape and scissors and X-Acto knives and all of that. So that was great. And then I did invest a little bit of time and money this time around on some of the better packing materials.
Yes.
In the past, I've always used newspaper, and then you get to your new home, and you're like covered in newsprint. You're touching stuff that's covered in newsprint, and then you're washing all your dishes. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to get the clear newsprint. And then you only need, like, necessarily one layer beside your plates, but then you can throw everything in the dishwasher before you move.
Yes.
And when you take it out, you just throw it right in the cabinet. You don't have to deal with all that. Because moving is tough enough.
It's tough enough. So make it easy for yourself. So what I like about the drawers you have in front, you don't have to take everything out of your drawers.
No.
you can keep everything in there and actually just wrap the whole thing up.
With shrink wrap.
That's shrink wrap.
That's the key, because tape can take the finish off. So shrink wrap's fantastic because it sticks to itself. So I ended up, you know what, I was so busy this time around, I actually just ordered everything on Amazon and had it all delivered, and it was so fantastic. I delivered to my front doorstep.
Ooh, that is good.
If you have flat packed items and you're going to take them apart, make sure you take all of your screws and equipment and tape it right to the bookshelves, so you don't lose them.
Very good.